All right. Robert Whitaker and Israel Adesanya. I'm gonna just give you my picks off the main card because the main card is fire. So if we go in, I'm gonna start from the beginning. Holly Holm and Raquel Pennington. I got Holly Holm, and I got Holly Holm by knockout.
Jesus.
Welterweight, you got Luke Jamil. I'm not really too familiar with him. And Diego Lima, Douglas Lima's brother.
Mm-hmm.
That one is hard for me to pick because I don't really know that dude Luke too well. So I'm gonna just take a wild guess and say Diego Lima, but that's honestly me guessing. But then
And
the
that's
next
and he
fight you
trains
got,
out of ATT also, most likely.
you said what?
He most likely trains out of ATT also, or not?
True. Yeah,
Brother?
he probably gets a lot of work with it, a lot of good dudes.
Yeah.
And then you got Sergey Spivak and Tai Tuivasa. I like the way Tai Tuivasa bumps. Reminds me of Mark Hunt. I'm gonna go with Tai Tuivasa knockout. I like Quinta and Dan Hooker. Woo, yo, that is dog. Why is nobody talking about that fight? That's just gonna be nice little co-main. Dog, I like Quinta and Dan Hooker. That's a hard fight for me to pick because both those dudes are tough as shit. Yo, Dan Hooker's a fucking monster. I think I'm gonna go Dan Hooker only because of reach. Because I like Quinta, he fights like really like compact,
Mm-hmm.
and Dan Hooker could kind of fucking bounce
The
around, and he's
jabs will kill
long,
him.
and yeah,
The
he's
jabs will kill
long,
him just like
and
Cerrone.
they're fighting in Australia, so I think I'm gonna go Dan Hooker, but I don't think knockout. I think decision.
Yeah.
And both these dudes are badass. I love both these dudes. I've been watching Stylebender come up now. Feel me? He's finally got his little title shot. But yo, Whitaker's if you beat Romero twice, I gotta go with Whitaker, bro. I think Whitaker gets the job done, and I think Whitaker gonna knock him out. I think Whitaker gonna knock him out.
Possibility, yeah. Possibility. There's so much possibilities for that fight. That fight's so good though.
That fight is gonna be crazy. Cause I mean, I don't see Israel knocking Robert Whitaker out, bro. Robert Whitaker took bombs from Yoel and
Yeah.
he got rocked. I mean, he was fucking stumbling and salsa dancing and shit, but he still survived somehow. So I don't think Israel gonna knock him out. So that means he's just gonna have to kind of point fight him a little bit. I don't know. I just think Robert Whitaker got the power. All it takes is one. He's gonna get in there. We'll see what happens.
All right, now look, how I feel about that is that fight could go either way because look, right now today, actually they put it on YouTube. Like you go watch it right now on the UFC YouTube channel. You
Hmm.
got Israel Adesanya against Anderson Silva, and that fight you see a lot of weakness in Israel Adesanya because he has a similar fighting style similar to Anderson Silva. They both, if you can see in that fight, they both were at a stalemate. He couldn't even finish Anderson Silva because they both wait on counters. Like
Yeah.
they're counter
Well,
fighting.
and
So,
Anderson was calling him to the corner, and
and he
he was
was
like,
calling
nah,
him
yeah,
back also, and he wasn't
yeah,
really doing nothing. And Anderson was landing most of his. That's another thing also that exposed him in that fight. He was landing a lot of his right hooks, the leading hooks. Anderson Silva, so I left him exposed also. Then you also have the today on YouTube channel also the Derek Brunson against Robert Whitaker fight on YouTube, and
yeah.
they
Whitaker knocked him out, right?
yeah, but they were both fighting crazy and leaning forward.
Yeah,
Now that leaning forward stuff, I already talked about it before in my breakdown. That leaves him vulnerable to a lot of things. And another thing that I noticed, he puts a lot of weight on his front leg. Now, when he puts a lot of weight in his front leg and he leans forward, it leaves him vulnerable to them push kicks right to his kneecap, which happened to him. I
yeah.
don't remember if it was the first or
Romero
second
did it
against
first fight.
Romero. It was the first. Yeah,
Yeah.
remember he had a problem with the leg. That's why he
Now
puts all that.
Romero fucked his knee up the first fight and he had to get surgery. So the second fight, the first thing that Robert Whitaker did was start fucking chomping that nigga's leg back.
Yeah,
That's just funny as fuck.
that's yeah,
He's like,
that's
yo,
what I'm
you
telling
fuck
you.
my knee up, I'm gonna fuck your knee up
But
too.
coming from a person that knows how to fight, like point striking, like Israel, that comes unorthodox like that, it's gonna be very dangerous. That's a thing he's gonna come out with. I'll see like as a weapon. But again, the leading hooks is gonna be a problem because that leading left hook, like you say, you see him knocking him out. If he does knock him out, it's gonna be by leading left hook because that's like how Alex Pereira knocked him out.
Adesanya, I saw too in your breakdown that you said Adesanya drops his hands when he throws, right?
Hmm.
Like Like he'll throw a jab and like he'll drop
and he'll
his
drop the
hand.
opposite hand. Yeah, he does that. And then if you seen the Alex Pereira fight, Alex Pereira rushes in, and then he like gets worried, and then or like stakes out the hand for the distance, and he left himself open for that left hook, the leading hook. And when you see when Anderson Silva and Kelvin Gastelum, because they're southpaw, there was their leading right hooks, but um, Robert Whitaker is an orthodox fighter, so you're gonna see him with his leading left hooks. But if you see his highlights, just with his leading left hooks, that's how he finished. He rocked Brunson with a leading left hook, but he finished him with a head kick though. But left hooks with a various amount of people, bro. That guy is a beast.
Yeah,
But
Whitaker's a
Israel,
beast.
and then the thing is, Israel, I don't see him beating Robert Whitaker by, like how you said, with one knockout punch. He has to be able to come with
Yeah,
volume,
volume.
like how Wonder Boy did it, like counter him right when he's coming in and do that. But if Robert Whitaker fights smart and waits on Stylebender to attack first, and be the one to counter, I think, or be the first one to explode, I feel like he can win this fight. But let's see what Israel can do. But for 5 rounds, it's gonna be very hard to go against him.
What you think about the Holly Holm and
I see,
Raquel Pennington?
yeah, I see Holly Holm winning. I don't know about knockout, but knockout,
I
which
said
is possible
knockout.
with head kick. But
Maybe not a knockout, but a TKO. Yeah.
I see, yeah, no, anything possible. I think it's probably gonna go 3 rounds because I feel like she's gonna
That's true.
try to
It's a
prove a
three
point.
rounder. Yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna try to prove like a point, and at the same time, she's still gonna be worried. I think about her last loss, because that
Yeah,
was
it
a pretty
should be
bad
like,
loss against Nunez.
yeah.
So
What about
we got
Tai
to
Tuivasa and Sergey Spivak?
Tuivasa got a hell of a chin. He's a heavyweight. I gotta go for him, and he got power. So yeah, I gotta look more into that fight. But yeah, Tuivasa has it for right now.
And then I like Quinta and Dan Hooker.
Dan Hooker, if he utilizes the jab and keeps him out of range, like how he just gotta take notes from Cerrone and take write down how he was able to beat him. He was just pretty much just sticking the jab out there, messing him up, and that's it pretty much. So Dan Hooker,
Who was Dan Hooker's last fight? That bro, he was getting
James
fucked
Vick.
up.
James Vick was his last fight.
No, I think it was Barbosa, right? And Barbosa was fucking him up, and then he was like, but still trying to fight and shit.
Oh yeah, but that wasn't his last fight though. Yeah, but I know
Oh, that
exactly.
wasn't it? That wasn't
No,
his last fight? Oh,
James Vick was his last fight. I remember
oh,
'cause I
okay.
called that fight. 'Cause I said he was gonna come on the inside. Exactly.
Damn, that's right. I remember that.
Because
Yeah,
James
yeah,
Vick had long range.
yeah,
Long
yeah,
arms
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
shit.
Yeah, Dan Hooker's a monster. I fuck with Dan Hooker. And they're fighting in Australia, so I just think that's gonna give them the
Yeah, it's gonna.
edge.
Yeah.
And they're fighting in like a 45,000 person stadium. Like, it's crazy, bro. Crazy as hell. But yeah, man. What other fights you want to talk about? What about this Gastelum and Till, bro? I want to talk about that fight. That's just some shit that's like just flying under the radar. Nobody's even talking about that shit. I like both those dudes, bro. Both those dudes are fucking studs.
That fight's gonna be.
And that's on the BMF card. Bad
Yeah.
motherfucker card. Dog, that's a crazy co-main to fucking dog. Bro, that's a crazy because they gonna go at it. Like they gonna go at it, and then like
Who
right
are you
after that,
for that
it's
fight? 'Cause I gotta do way like I know both enough about both of them, but I gotta do more research and as soon when my breakdown comes out, that's when I know as much who I'm gonna go for because as of right now,
yeah,
there's so much weapons on both sides. It's like I don't like, and not only that, it's Darren Till's moving up, so let's see how he is in that weight. Gastelum just finished losing against a close
oh,
fight against Stylebender.
bro, Darren Till's gonna have crazy size on Gastelum, bro, crazy size. But Gastelum, bro,
I don't know.
yeah,
Gastelum
I
knows how
don't
to
know.
go
He
on
got and he got a crazy chin.
and
Darren Till don't got no chin like that. We already seen what
exactly.
happens.
And Kelvin Gastelum knows how to close that range. His hands are very quick. His boxing is very good. Unlike Darren Till, he likes to use his range also with his hands very low.
Yeah,
So that's gonna be that's gonna yeah it's gonna be very I don't know. Darren Till is just an animal though because not anybody just suffers 2 losses, moves up, wait and says I want the baddest motherfucker up here now. So respect to Darren Till. The
Yeah,
gorilla.
and his striking really good too, bro. Like he mixes it up nice. But Gastelum, his inside boxing is
No,
just
his boxing is phenomenal.
his
Boxing.
inside boxing is ridiculous, and he's tough as shit. He can wrestle. He's strong. He just he's gonna give up a lot of size for Till, dog, because Till's a big dude. He was
Yeah.
huge at welterweight, and he's gonna be, he's gonna be pretty big at middleweight. I think he could even go up to light heavy if he really wanted to,
Yeah,
bro.
but I
Like
think
Till's
Kelvin
fucking big.
Gastelum, I still feel like Kelvin don't seem none of that. You know, everybody in the middleweight division is pretty fucking big now, if you think
Yeah,
about it.
that's true.
Bisping not the size of Till, but it's still. Let's see. Till can still perform though. Like let's think about a healthy Till that doesn't have to cut weight. Let's see what happens. That fight again. I can't pick a fight. I gotta break all
Yeah,
this
it's
down.
hard for me to pick on that one, but I got a feeling that Gastelum gonna do it. I don't know. I just got that feeling that Gastelum gonna make it happen. But we'll see how I feel when it gets a little bit closer. But either way, that's a crazy co-main to
One thing
fucking
I don't
Nate
know
and
why you said
George.
that. Why you said that out of nowhere? I just popped in my head. I see Till also being dangerous with those uppercuts. You know, Gaston and Canelo in the uppercuts too, but also you got Gaston with the overhand. So I don't know. I don't know who the hell to
Darren
go.
Till's taller. Taller dudes get the uppercuts easier. You feel me?
Yeah,
We'll see what happens,
he could
bro.
leave himself exposed. You feel me? Also because he's a shorter dude. He likes to leave his chin way too high. Also,
All I know is I love when they do this shit, when they put two raw ass fights like that back to back on the same card, because it's like you're gonna watch this shit and you're gonna be like, damn, bro, that shit was raw, and it's like, yo, we still got fucking George and Nate right after. It's like, God,
it just
what
happened